Number one, in healthcare, in the outpatient services, we're being asked to do a lot of web interactions with our patients to abide by some social distancing. I'm wondering, how is that working out for the proctologist? Number two, I think all of this social distancing is going to cause some obsessive compulsive disorders in all of us. Could you imagine sitting in an airplane in the middle seat with someone to your right and to your left and acting like that you're not concerned by them? Number three, I've always thought that Star Wars was on the cheesy side and that Aerosmith actually sucks. Number four, I believe that women's public bathrooms in general are cleaner than men's public bathrooms. Now you may ask, well, how do I know this? I'll tell you. I have waited outside the door of a locked men's public bathroom and I'm thinking, they've been in there a while. I'm not going to want to go in after them. So I'm going to go into the women's public bathroom just as long as I can lock the door behind me. Number five, I always love observing human behavior under context. And it's always funny for me to watch the UFC fighter when they're doing the weigh-ins. They get on the scale. When they're done getting weighed, they flex their arms. When they're done flexing their arms, they turn to their opponent with a big, tough, mean look on their face. Number six, I can't stand a couple of noises around the home. One is I can't stand the sound of a loud blender going on for a prolonged period of time. When it's done, I'm just like, ugh. Two, I cannot stand the sound of a central vac cord being pulled around a corner just to wear the paint off. Number seven, I've always thought it was interesting that people are willing to play the lottery when it hits 25, 30 million as opposed to 10 million. Number eight, I think the best time to actually look for a car is when the car lots are closed, like on a Sunday. That way you can walk around the car lot, you can look into the windows, and you don't have to deal with any pressure. Number nine, with all the hoarding of food at the grocery stores, I'm wondering what you feel would be the last food item left on a shelf that everyone would walk by and that would be the very last item. Number 10, speaking of grocery stores, have you always noticed that the cash register, if there was a mistake, it's usually because they're charging you more, not because they're charging you less for an item. Number 11, if a family member or a friend was in the water and they were drowning and we were in a boat, we wouldn't yell at them to say, I knew you couldn't swim. These are your consequences. It's the same thing when we're talking to somebody that we love that is struggling. Number 12, I'd like to quote an author named Brian Stevenson that wrote the book Just Mercy. It's an awesome book. They've also come out with a movie on this as well, which you should see. It's excellent. The quote is this: each of us is more than the worst thing we've ever done. Hey!